Hey guys, welcome back and happy Black History Month. So at the point of making this video, it's actually the last day of February, so I figured there's no better time than the present to share with you guys how my portfolio did when it comes to dividends. So with that, in this video, I'm gonna go over with you guys what companies paid me, how much I made, how that compares to the previous years, what my potential future looks like when it comes to how much I could make every single year, and a little bit about what my goals are for the foreseeable future. But before we get started, make sure you guys leave a comment below and let me know how much you actually made this month in dividends. If you want to include if you made any buys or sells to help out, definitely let me know. I know a lot of you guys don't actually do that. I'm gonna just keep saying it until you guys do it. And I'm gonna keep doing it after that. So for starters, here are all the companies that paid me a dividend for the month of February. First, we have Verizon Wireless that paid me $2.85. Then Delic Logistics that paid me $7.78. Then Apple that paid me $1.63. Realty Income paid me $2.38. AbbVie paid me $4.17. Main Street Capital paid me $1.36. Hormel paid me 94 cents. Procter & Gamble paid me $1.18. Stack Industrial was 72 cents. Energy Transfer paid $1.55. Williams-Sonoma paid me $1.48. Costco paid me 92 cents. Starbucks $2.73. Charles Schwab paid me 55 cents. And QYLD paid me $2.81 to round off the month of February. So with the biggest help from Delic Logistics that gave me my biggest check for the month of February, I made a grand total of $33.05 for this month, putting my grand total at $61.25 for the year. Now this month is already cool. It's always beneficial to see that even though I only invest $30 a week, that consistently investing into the right dividend stocks can actually make me enough money to where it's like I'm tackling on an extra week because I'm making more than $30. So it's literally a fifth week of investing on average. So that's a pretty cool sight to see, and to see how I looked in comparison to last year. As a small investor, it's really important to find motivation to consistently invest whatever small amount that is. For me, $30. For you, maybe it's 25, 20, maybe even $5 every single week. So for me, one of those things is comparing what I make at this point to how I was doing in the past. So for starters, the $33.05 that I made this February of 2025 is actually $8.30 more than what I made in February of last year. It's about a 45.5% increase. And my overall total of $33.05 from January to February is actually $13.92 more than what I made in January and February of last year as well. It's definitely pretty early right now, but I'm tracking my average, and so far my average for this year is $3.02 more last year. So I really hope I keep a trend like that going. Looking into the past, always great. But my other motivational tactic as a small investor is to see what my potential is when it comes to my future dividend payouts. For those of you guys that have been watching my monthly dividend update videos, you know how I like to break down what my future expectations are. But for those of you guys that don't, I like to see what my future expectations are for the next 5, 10 to 15 years if I'm investing $30 every single week. And then that same concept, except if I stop investing and just let drip do its thing and let life go on. So with that being said, assuming that I stop investing $30 a week and that my share price growth is about 8%, which has been my average since I started investing, then at this point in time, I would be making $377 per year, at least a year from today. But then 5 years from now, I would be making $559 per year in dividends, 10 years, $870, and in 15 years, $1,387 per year in dividends, which is always really cool. But this is literally what happens if I just add $1,560 every single year, which sounds like a lot, but again, that's $30 every single week. 5 years, I go up almost $200 to $739 per year. 10 years, I'm at $1,282, which is about $400 more than not investing. And in 15 years, I go up almost $700 more per year in dividends to $2,066 per year. And my goal is to eventually invest more every single week, but of course, like a lot of us regular people, I have other bills, I have a little bit of debt I have to take care of, other priorities. So once I can get those settled, then I would definitely allocate a little bit more to things like my Roth IRA, my 401k, and this. The goals I typically have aren't dramatic in difference. I've been reading a lot about financial news and how volatility, especially in the tech sector, is impacting a lot of people. And I really just want to have a portfolio that I'm not afraid of when people are fearful, and I'm more motivated to invest more into, and even a portfolio that I'm not so concerned with that I have to constantly check on it when something happens. So that's pretty much my goal for myself. And that kind of includes my previous goals of investing more into positions that have long-term share price growth and dividend growth history, which I know is going to sacrifice the overall dividend yield of my portfolio for the time being, but could potentially put me in a better position to make more in passive income in the long term while making more in overall profits in the long term. So we're just gonna see what happens over time. And achieving whatever goals you may have, especially if it's a specific number that you would make in the stock market, may take some extra time and may seem less likely to happen in your mind, especially if you're investing a small amount of what you perceive to be a small amount, kind of like what I'm doing. But there are a lot of stocks and ETFs out there that can make your money, make a lot of money, no matter how much you're investing into them, based off the history and as long as you're holding for the long term. And I actually talk about one of those ETFs in my previous video, something that may be a little deceiving when it comes to its name, but still invest into a lot of positions that produce a lot of long-term dividend and share price growth. So make sure you check out this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, as always, take care.